Hi everyone, welcome to Farsight's ET News, the news show that tells you what the extraterrestrials are up to starting in late April 2022. The ET News of what is going to happen, not what did happen. Remember that the start date for this forecast is the publication date, and the forecast is for 30 days from the publication date. This is an ET News forecast program that complements our human news forecast that is published at the end of each month. But this ET News forecast is published only on Farsight's video streaming service, farsightprime.com. Farsight's ET News is cutting edge, more than a bit controversial, and absolutely need to know. And it is what you need to know. I am Princess Jeaneé from Farsight. So my time-traveling friends, let me begin today by telling you one of the hardest lessons in life. You can't save everyone. And it hurts when we realize this each and every time. Give me a moment to explain. You know what is so unique about being human? Our emotions. We feel a lot. In galaxy-wide terms, we feel our emotions more than any other species that we have encountered with our remote viewing projects.
And this guy, the whole structure also seems like it's shaking a little bit, like just a rumbling, like, and these two guys are like going at the front, while this guy's sort of just like grabbing onto the top of the structure, just the ceiling over there, and just putting his hand there, and just like it's sort of rumbling around, you know, just the structure is sort of shaking around. But that's what he looks like. So non-human subject in the back, orangish brownish skin, which is why I colored him that way. Then these other two subjects, they're in the front, and that's what they look like.
Everywhere we look, we find species with emotions that are dampened down. The reptilians seem to have the most repressed capabilities of feeling emotions. This is why they fight. This is why they kill and torture other beings so easily. They don't understand why this is wrong, because they don't feel the emotions that we think of as normal. They don't know how to love the way humans do. The Greys similarly have extremely dampened emotional capabilities, and in a very real sense, they're dead inside emotionally. They know nothing of what we humans would call love. Similarly, the reptilians and Greys cannot feel loss the way we do. They have a limited sense of empathy, and most of you would think that they have absolutely no sense of empathy. This problem is not limited to reptilians and Greys. Looking over all of our projects at Farsight, project after project after project, if you can see how the Orions, who often appear physically very human, have run Earth as a prison planet, and how they have done whatever they thought was useful or necessary in order to control humanity, enslaving humans, torturing humans, terrorizing humans, and on it goes. Looking like us does not make them think like us. They don't see humans through the eye of empathy. It's not because they can't. It is just that rather their sense of empathy is so dampened down relative to what we humans experience. It seems like they're numb.
Nordic ETs, you know, Pleiadian types, because they have the facial, they're very light skinned, very light colored hair. Okay, so now I just want to have like a neural interface with them. So let me do a deep mind probe. I can do like a deep mind probe of the subjects right here.
And on Earth right now, we have the combination of the Orions and the reptilians, with the assistance of many Greys, all with dampened emotional capabilities. Travelers, believe it or not, they are not bad beings. They just can't feel like we do. Compared with us, they're dead inside. When emotions were added to the human DNA through very careful genetic manipulations done by extraterrestrials in the distant past. They created an experimental blend of genes that amped up our emotions while simultaneously repressing our natural abilities to communicate telepathically and to perceive across time and space, what we now call remote viewing. So the result is that we are a species that navigates life by feeling more than anything else. Our emotions are our most powerful and sensitive sensory organ. Our emotions are more sensitive than our senses of hearing, touch, sight, taste, and smell. Emotions. We feel our existence daily, channeling all of our other senses through our emotions. It is not just that we smell something. We also feel if we like the smell. It is not just that we touch something. We feel if we like that touch, and the same goes with sight, which is why we like to go to beautiful places for vacation. The visual impressions feel good to us. Similarly, we go to concerts because the sounds, they feel good. From all of our projects, we do not see similar capabilities of feeling emotions in other extraterrestrial species. We appear to be unique in that respect.
So I have some subjects in the non-surface structure, but they've also started to descend into the water, and it seems like they're able to thrive here, like they're able to stay in the water and it's okay. They're going into these structures even though they're underwater.
Understand that many other species can feel things, including fear, which is why they want to protect themselves. All ET ships have weapons on them. But no other species that we have encountered feels their emotions with the intensity that is normal for humans. Don't you remember how you cried really hard when something extremely painful happened to someone you loved? Perhaps you walked outside and looked up at the stars and cried, saying you're sorry in your mind to the thought of that person. Perhaps you said that over and over again as tears ran down your face, knowing that there was absolutely nothing you could do that could have saved the person from feeling such pain. Perhaps your loved one felt great fear knowing something terrible was approaching their existence. They could see the pain coming and there was absolutely nothing you could do to stop it from happening. And you cried, and you cried. You cried because you could not help them. My friends, that is what it is like to be human. To be able to love someone so much that you'll be willing to do anything in the world to prevent that person from feeling that pain. But there was nothing you could do to help them. Nothing. To our understanding, that level of pain is unique to us, as is that level of love. There's nothing wrong with us. It is good to feel such feelings. It is good to be able to love with that level of intensity, but with that love comes the ability to feel pain, as well as when someone you love is hurt. The core of this thing is dark, like red, brown, reds and browns, blacks, molten, did I say that right? Molten, lava-like, rock, large, enough to make an impact, solid enough to make an impact on imprint. As best as we can see it with our Farsight projects, it is like the entire galaxy is on various doses of tranquilizers that squashes the ability to feel emotions. reduced senses of fear, anger, hate, but also reduced senses of love, friendship, empathy, and compassion. Imagine a galaxy of tranquilized civilizations, all resulting from DNA or genes that do not allow the emotions to be fully experienced. Whew. That is the galaxy that we live in today.
Just a big, grand structure, and it's got just something on top. Looks like a needle or some sort of podium or post just sitting on top. Okay, we get to the top with these steps, like I said, made out of something that looks like stone, so it's like you can just see the texture on this structure as well. It's honestly like a really beautiful structure. Very grand, kind of reminds me of like the Mayan temples, or again like the pyramids. Like it's very big, very grand, natural.
This is why it is so important to save humanity. It is true that some other capabilities that are normal for other species, such as telepathy, need to be fully restored for humans, but we want to keep our ability to feel life. We are the bravest of all species in this galaxy, and the way we can expose ourselves to such waves of passion and feelings of all types. The galaxy needs us to tell them what it is like so that eventually they too can be brave enough to experience such emotions. Maybe not as much as we do, but more than they currently do. They may not even know that they need us, since they cannot feel us. They may manipulate our emotions telepathically through neural engagement, but they do not feel what we feel when they do that.